Sports 56 happy hour on Sports 56 and 95 FM. Now let's have some fun. Here is your host,
Yo, 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 yo. Welcome into a little Sports 56 happy hour. I'm your buddy Johnny Radio. Happy Friday. Happy Friday. You know it's May 2nd?
Yeah.
Happy birthday to my little brother Blade.
Happy birthday to Blake, man. That's what's up.
Blade.
Blade, like Blade
Like
Brown.
I got a switchblade in my pocket. Don't make me pull it out.
Like Blade Brown on Class Act.
That's right. Not like Blade from, remember that movie Blade?
Yeah. But Blade Brown was actually before
Who's Blade Brown?
You remember Key and Play movie Class Act?
Oh, yeah.
And Play was played the heel character Blade Brown.
Oh, yeah. Man, that's why we got the historian in all day on a Friday. We got so many things going on today. You know, River Beats tonight.
I couldn't think of what the name they were calling it no more. I was still thinking like it was Beale Street Music Fest weekend, but it ain't the Beale Street Music Fest no more.
Yeah, it's called River Beat. We'll be down there, me and Soup.
Oh, that's what's up. Shout out to Soup,
I think
man. That's
we
my
are
guy.
on, like, I might want to look and see what stage we're on. People will be like, what? Yup. Might check out Missy Elliott tonight, you know what I'm saying?
Super duper fly.
Yo, baby, what's up?
She don't get super duper high no more though.
Man, really?
No, she's been stopped smoking weed. She said it was bad for her health. You know, she's diabetic and she kept eating.
Sweets. I get it, man.
Right.
I ain't gonna lie to you. I don't know what it is about.
She looks great though.
Like the weird thing that came out wrong. The weird thing about bud and how it affects different people, but I feel like, and this is just from, I guess, my scientific studies that I was doing back in the day. Ladies, when they get high, 30 minutes later, they hungry.
Very.
Like always, man. Don't get your girl high and go to dinner. You're going to come back broke. Usually, she's like, I just want the petite filet. No, man, she's like, I want beef Wellington. Also want to try the chicken, 3 desserts.
Wellington.
Like, girl, what you doing? Nothing. Just getting some food on.
She got the munchies, she.
But River Beats tonight, so that's going to be a lot of fun in Memphis. Plus, we got a lot of basketball this weekend. Baseball's kicking off. And we still got to talk about the NFL. Today, we're blessed, man. Not only are we going to talk with the historian about some stuff, I don't know if you know, Pop has stepped down.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to talk about that with him, talk about the NBA playoffs, and we're going to talk about the NFL with my man Mo at 11:30.
Yeah, he's been waiting to cook for a good little while. You know, we've corresponded throughout the week, which we always do anyway. We watch a couple playoff games and things of that nature, and it's just the fallout of everything from last week, you know, NFL draft. Shout out to Shador Sanders for having to be in the first 5th round pick to have the highest jersey sale.
That is actually pretty interesting.
That's pretty cool, you know.
And I will say, you know, since we, like, before I get on this, because we know we'll talk about this with Mo and a whole bunch of other topics. I think he has such an amazing opportunity. I think Cleveland's the perfect place for him. A run-heavy offense. Mm-hmm. Kevin Stefanski's great with quarterbacks, except for Deshaun Watson. And the thing is, bro, you got to beat out an old Joe Flacco who's already been on retirement once. We have seen Kenny Pickett, dude. Like, we've seen it. Like, you know what you're going to get from Kenny.
Kenny Powers over Kenny Pickett.
Kenny Powers over Kenny Pickett every day. I'm a man with a mullet. I want a mullet. I'm going to grow one out. But, I mean, Kenny Pickett, Joe Flacco, Dylan Gabriel. The total, like, you know, you can bet right now Shador Sanders over 2.5 starts. I already took it.
I'm trying to figure out how soon the start's going to be.
I mean, I don't think he comes out of the gate. I think it's probably going to be Kenny Pickett coming out the gate first few games.
Right.
And then when things, you know, like get a little bit south, I think they finally turn the keys over and say, hey, man, Shador, show me what you got. Because, again, I still believe he's the most NFL-ready quarterback that came out of the draft. I mean, again, you don't have to worry about his footwork. You don't have to worry about his accuracy, his throwing motion. You just got to go see if he can go out there and play at the speed of the NFL.
Right. Well, my take on that is that none of that was football.
Now it does suck for him because he also missed out on $35 to $40 million.
Well, none of that was football related to me anyway. So I just look at it for what it is, and he'll have an opportunity to flip it. Really just that simple. I root for the Sanders family anyway. I'm a long-time Deion Sanders fan, and of course,
They take care of young Dolphins kids all the time.
yeah, you know what I'm saying. And that's a cool thing as well. They just come off as just quality people, but
No, they don't, because the problem is they come out with all flash because that's their brand. That's how you get out there. They market themselves very well. Sometimes professionals don't like that much.
yeah,
but I will tell you one
that's
thing.
a control issue.
They don't ever get in trouble. Like, again, if you've seen like the family videos, like, and I hate to say it, man, it looks like the craziest country club-esque living life. They got tennis courts, not tennis court. They have tennis courts in their backyard. They're back there teaching Trey. They're hanging out. They're doing a little music. They're hanging with the family.
Let's put it in perspective. 30 years ago, their dad got $35 million
Damn.
from Jerry. Remember?
Mm-hmm. Dude, he went back and forth from San Francisco getting bread and Super Bowls.
And he was still playing baseball.
Yep.
It's a matter of control, man. You know what I'm saying? So when it comes to that, it's like they could control that, and they know that he raised that.
And the thing is also, the real thing is, again, I don't think it had to do with Shedeur Sanders. I just think of, men who own billion-dollar organizations don't necessarily, again, the rumors of, the coach is also, by the way, Deion Sanders, wherever Shedeur is going to go, Deion's going to coach the team. Remember how everybody was talking about that?
It's the backlash from
again,
that.
it's cheerleader mom.
You
Or soccer mom.
You ever
Do you
hear
know what
of-
I'm talking about? That overbearing mom who's always up in the coach's ear.
Absolutely.
That was kind of like, I feel like, but
and he wasn't doing it. It was the voices around it that was pushing that narrative. None of those voices were.
And I will say, and this is something NFL coaches and executives are going to have to get used to. Like, Cam Ward, and the reason I loved him so much, I talked about this week, he's like, football. Shedeur asked him, do you want to do a rap video together? Cam's like, no. He's like, why not? Football. And Cam's going back like, and then Shedeur's like, well, what do you do for fun? Football. And again, who do you think loves that stuff?
The people that's making the decisions.
Correct. And
Yeah.
and if they have an inkling about to themselves, you know what? Maybe football is not his focus. This is the NFL, the best of the best of the best of the best. That's also
glad you mentioned
something that you're going, man, does this kid want to be a rapper? Does he want to do a clothing line? The Legend? Is it Legend or The Legend?
Either one.
So, either one.
Right.
But you know what I mean? And by the way, let's not forget this man made serious bread.
Oh, yeah.
So the NFL execs are going to
feel
have
that
to get
entitlement is
used.
already-
Yeah, they're going to just have to start getting used to these kids coming in here who've already made a mint.
And when you talk about the video thing, making music with Cam and that whole deal.
And then Cam, by the way, Cam Newton didn't help him out either. Coming out, Chris Carter, and again, it's not.
Right.
I think the advice was very sound, saying that when you come into the NFL, you need to humble yourself. Now, Cam also did put. You know what he was just saying. Cam did this also for self-inflation. He says, you need to humble yourself. It ain't like you put a whole team on your back and carried them to a national championship. Cam's going out there like saying this and this. He's like, man, don't sell yourself to the media. Go into the meeting, sell yourself to the coaches and general managers. And I do think that's very, very good advice. You don't, and again, the other thing about this too is you're Deion Sanders' son. You look to your father, and who's more pomp and circumstance than Deion Sanders? But the problem is nobody delivered quite like Deion.
You know why didn't nobody quite deliver like Deion? Because Deion did his work.
That's what I mean. He
put
did his
all of it
work.
in, and he's trained and groomed both of those young men that played for him to do the same. All of those young men. I had a cousin that's playing for him right now. Martavius French is
Over in Colorado?
Right. He transferred to Colorado for his last year.
Boy, you know how good that butt weed is in Colorado is?
Oh, don't tell him that because I'm gonna keep that cool.
Okay.
but
Man, it's also the cheapest. Like you can go to any damn state that's got like recreational, and you go in there. They kind of charge and they tax the hell out of you.
But
You
then
go into Colorado, it's like
if you
$50 for a
if you
juice.
but if you play for Prime, you can't do it. He ain't going for it. But when you brought up the music thing, that's something else I think some of these team personnel may want to be careful of. If the kid enjoys doing other stuff, so what? Even if he is an NFL quarterback and you want that attention to detail to other stuff. I mean,
I'm going to tell you why.
To that.
Look at the championship
I hear
quarterbacks,
that.
and you see Tom Brady, you see Peyton Manning, you
that.
see Russell
that.
Wilson with that defense.
I hear
But
that.
these guys, and that the thing is they see that. Oh, look at Pat Mahomes, man. My dude, look, he goes out and has fun.
Mm-hmm.
And you see him and his wife out doing things all the time. Travis Kelce has a podcast, but you know what? They did it when they delivered. And that's kind of about the thing about the NFL. Because college is one thing.
I think that's cool and all, but I'm going to bring this just to a general professional athlete perspective. And I definitely understand the laser focus that you need in NFL, especially at quarterback. In the last 2 years, we've seen a young superstar lead a team in the NBA and take down two legends.
You talking about Ant right now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And remember when Ant was coming out and they were interviewing Ant and Ant expressed that he likes things outside of basketball, and people took that as a red flag.
Man,
that he's not serious.
But the thing that's also crazy is he really is the most hoop head person you've ever seen in your damn life.
I'm looking at
this guy. Did you see him talking to Obama? By the way,
yeah.
Have you seen that video?
Yeah.
Man, he's talking. I bet
that's a show actually.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Man, I ain't never he was talking to Obama like
it's a show.
She was checking him, dog.
Right,
I was like,
I can't think of the name. But
who's the best NBA player in the world? And they talking to somebody else. He walks in, he says like, "Boo!" and starts cussing. You know it's me. I'll school every one of these fools in this room.
I think of Shador kind of in that same way. He has that kind of swag and bravado. Like Ant, but the interesting
thing is, just think about when Ant came out of Georgia. He wasn't like really, they didn't do anything in Georgia.
No, but he still went number 1 overall.
No, I know. But what I'm saying is,
but
he was kind of one of those quiet. Like he wasn't a Cooper Flag celebrated.
No,
this is gonna be.
He was getting his though.
I mean, he's getting his love.
You know what I'm saying? But it's just right. He didn't have the. Part of the reason he didn't have the extra bill that Cooper Flag did because he came out of public school. He came out of public school at an era where the prep school thing was the thing. Ant was probably one of those last ones who came from public school and was like that. And they didn't have to go to Mount Verde or any of the other ones. You know what I'm saying? He just went to school in his home school in Atlanta. Went to Georgia, did 1 year at Georgia. The one time that I saw him was when they came here. And they played the Tigers. And I'm looking at him, I'm like, he top 5.
Definitely.
Just even
different.
him, like, he top 5.
Different.
Without question.
The thing about him, too, is that I like Ant so much is he is not afraid of the big moment or the shot. And in the fourth quarter, LeBron James got killed in the last series. Let me just tell you something. I am not out there always tooting LeBron James fans. I ain't a LeBron James apologist and by no means, and you know this.
I got a theory on this.
But let me just tell you something. No. You got a 40-year-old man playing center. You had a 40-year-old man playing 44 minutes in game number 4. Mm-hmm. The whole second half. Let me just tell you something.
Game four as well, too.
Yeah, dude, the whole second half. They played the same 5 starters the whole second half. JJ ran them in. You already got an out-of-shape Luka for a superstar. Luka, let's be real, he was sucking wind in that fourth quarter. He couldn't help you.
JJ did it on purpose.
Why?
He did it on purpose.
To say, hey, Rob, we don't have enough?
Yep.
And that's why I think LeBron, after the thing, he's like, I got to go talk to my family. I got to think about it, trying to use a little leverage. You better bring somebody in here.
You heard the one, and I usually don't even mess with the postseason.
But the 5 points in the fourth quarter combined, that shows you have a LeBron James with no damn legs.
There you go. And remember what Bron said in the post game the other night. My guy AD said what he needed, and the
I
next
still
thing
haven't figured that out. He just AD was basically saying he needed a center, right?
he performs better when he's
When he's to
able-
basically be
yeah.
the 4. My problem is why do you get rid of AD and now have no center? Because like, dude, Mark Williams would have helped if they would have gotten him through the damn physical.
Now you go back to, I don't know if you read the article that they put out, is how that trade came about.
You know I can't read.
But how that trade came about and how secret Nico and Rob kept it. It was all behind the meetings, secret meetings, all of that. All of that was under the table. Basically, because Nico was sick of Luka, Rob was probably sick of AD.
I can believe it. And I'm going to tell you what, though, this is the one thing, and it
Piss
doesn't
off
look
JJ, you piss off Jason Kidd too.
true.
And look at how it all ended. The basketball guys didn't even like it. Look how it came out.
Yeah, I know.
The injury to AD, not just AD, but Kyrie goes down.
Kyrie was the most heartbreaking because that's like the guy's doing it all by himself while he's waiting on AD, and then just
You got to, like you said, you're by far by no stretch a LeBron James apologist of any kind.
No.
But you thought that like 40 plus for a 40-year-old.
That's why I said
and
there's
they going
two
small.
like Rudy Gobert. You can't guard him, LeBron. I'm sorry.
You think LeBron didn't know that himself?
Yes, he did. But I mean, you like every once in a while you just had to throw Jackson Hayes in there so you can. I mean, LeBron
You got to.
is a physical specimen. Again, he is 40 years old and he was getting beat down by Nas Reed. He was
You
getting
have
beat
to.
down by Rudy Gobert. He was getting beat down by
Julius Randle too.
Julius Randle.
Yeah.
Oh, Julius Randle was working
He had a
Luka's
great.
ass.
He had a great series.
Dude,
Yeah, he had a great series.
did you know Luka
Jay McDaniels
had the
also
most
had a great
blow-bys
series.
in the history of the NBA playoffs?
Yeah.
9 blow-bys.
Yeah, and part of that is that he don't give no effort to it. That's
Well,
what
because
upsets
he
him.
also didn't have legs because he needs to get in shape. My
But-
question is, can LeBron James get to this young fella and say, "Hey, Holmes, like, yo, no more donuts. You can drink a sixer, or you can drink 10,
He truly,
not 24."
He truly has to get in shape.
Could
for
you
his
imagine if
own
Luka actually
career.
got in shape and was healthy and go do some plyometrics?
Yeah.
Like, get your balance, your speed,
Call
your
down to
agility.
Dallas Page. Get him a DDP yoga, Landon.
Oh, I absolutely will. But Europeans don't get in shape. They're just technically sound.
That is, I gotta admit, I can't argue with him.
I love it.
I can't.
I mean, you look at any European in the league right now, with
Jokers look
the
like-
exception of like DeMonte Sabonis.
Jokers look like Fred
and
Flintstone.
Dennis Schroeder.
And Dennis, right.
Because Dennis is like the most,
Mainly just big European. men.
big European men.
They're just technically sound. They're not going to be athletic.
Is Dennis
Good
French?
point, though, Landon.
That is such a great point. No, you're 100%. Jokic.
Yeah.
Like, look at them all.
Even Valanciunas.
I
JV.
think the most athletic
Only thing is, Wemby,
guy
man.
from
Like,
across the water was probably Andre Karolinko. Especially when he's talking like 6'9",
dude, think about
6'10"
Arvydas Sabonis back in the
Yeah,
day.
he had it.
Love that guy.
Yeah, he had it in his
I
prime.
wish he was in his
yeah.
prime over here, Lord have mercy, because when he was even over the hill, he was one of the best damn centers I ever seen. That boy could pass a basketball.
Nice.
God, he was good. He was one of the first dudes who could pop out there and hit the three. That was a big man.
Well,
Not like first, but the one who could stroke it like
You
him.
ain't gonna hate on Bob McAdoo.
I'm sorry, yes. I'm just
I'm
saying.
talking about cats that were before my time.
I noticed you. That's why he is J
Hey, I
Ham.
saw Bob McAdoo in the finals in '85 though. No, he was with the 82, 83 Lakers. I think he may have been on the '85 squad too though. I know Jamal Wilkes was.
Well, I also know that we got to talk for 2 seconds about last night's action because I will tell you when Jalen Brunson 40.7 assists game winner,
Hit the parlay for me.
and guess what else he's done? He is now this is now twice that he has had a 40-point game in the playoffs and the game-winning shot.
Yeah.
The only person that has more of those in the playoffs is a guy named Michael Jordan with 4.
Yeah.
Jalen Brunson, how did Dallas let him go?
Nico.
Damn, son.
Nico, yo, didn't want to pay the tab. And then Jalen's dad said as soon as it happened, oh, yeah, the price just went up. And
Yup.
So he made his move. But I got to give him his props, though, man, because small guards don't usually get to that level like that in this league. You know, where they're the best guy on the team and they're winning. You got Zeke, you got Steph. That's pretty much where it stops. If you want to count Dwayne Wade as being under 6'5", okay, that's cool. We can put Wade in there too. But 6'5" and
Man,
under.
I thought he was
so-
like 6'6". Is he really under 6'5"? Dwayne Wade, when he was like even at Marquette, he
think
was at the biggest
they
team. But
list
he
him
was
at
such.
6'4".
They list him at 6'4". Dude, he played so big.
Right. Well, it's kind of Donovan Mitchell is like 6'2", but you think of him
Oh
as
my
like
God,
6'5".
dude! Darius Garland and Donovan Mitchell, when they went, do you know how? Here was my great take. This is one like that didn't age well. You can't play today with two little ass guards in the NBA. They're both too small.
They got 63 wins out of it.
I know, and then I'm like, what the hell was that?
But Donovan,
But Darius Garland turned into a baller. They
Don-
also got, Mobley back there cleaning things up.
Donovan wingspan goes up to like 7 feet for a 6'2" dude.
Damn. Are you
See what I'm
serious?
saying? Yeah.
Go
He's got an
gadget
insane-
arms.
He has an insane wingspan. I didn't peep that until the bubble. MJ the one that put me on to that. As a matter of fact, we're going to talk to
Holy
MJ at noon.
Yeah, 12 o'clock, we got an MJ. He's going to break down all the goodies.
He's going to tell us why Nico was wrong, but he wasn't all the way wrong.
Nico was wrong, but guess what? He might have been right.
Well, yeah.
By the way, Nico, though, is terrible at interviewing.
He reminds me of like the villain in a bad Tyler Perry movie or something.
Like, it's so crazy. Everybody can have a different style. But when your style is just terrible.
He's a control freak, for one. That's why that whole thing really kind of broke down. I read the Tim McMahon.
By the way, also his owner coming out going, he didn't tell me that the fan base was going to be so upset for trading Luka. Like, bruh, you're a billionaire.
fool.
You ain't aware?
You the fool for that, too.
Yeah. I don't know if you know this, Holmes. Like, what is this? The luckiest dumb billionaire in the history of the world just fell into it?
You don't look in your arena and see the myriad of number 77 jerseys that are across.
Hey, do you remember it was just last year, homie took you to the
Took you
finals?
to the finals, dude. I'm
Man.
just saying.
But we got a whole lot of NBA to talk about. 12 o'clock, we got my homie Ho.
Myron Jenkins, the great MJ.
Myron Jenkins. I can't wait for him to come in because I told him I'm going to get him his first 4 Tito's are on me, baby.
He's looking forward to it, too.
And I can't wait. Tito's best vodka in the entire world this weekend. When you want to enjoy a spirit, enjoy the best. Tito's handmade vodka. We got Mo. We talking NFL on the other side. Don't you dare touch that dial. Sports 56, 98.5 FM.
Broadcasting from the Family Leisure Studio, we are Sports 56 and 98.5 FM.
I'm Gary York. I'm the service director of Lexus in Memphis. Our service department wants to be more than just a place where you get your oil changed. We do glass repair, windshield replacement, recalibration of your camera and sonar systems, even wheel repair, tire replacement, all the things you would expect from a luxury automotive dealer. Please check out our website. You can schedule your appointment, check out our specials, hours of operation, or if you'd like to do it in person, please reach out to one of our associates at 901-271-5199.
Rick's Powder Coating for a beautiful finish every time. Rick's Powder Coating specializes in automotive, ornamental, residential, and industrial coating. With 2 conveyor lines and the largest batch ovens in the Mid-South, Rick's can accommodate all of your powder coating needs. Locally owned and operated since 2002, Rick's Powder Coating will customize a beautiful finish just for you. Drop by or call to see how Rick's Powder Coating can bring color to your life. 901-367-2771 or rickspowdercoating.com.
Jenkins Floors and More invites you to the retail warehouse where they pass wholesale savings on to you. Jenkins Floors at 2356 Goodman Road in Horn Lake. Also stores in Cleveland, Mississippi and Little Rock. They specialize in flooring and carpeting, tile, plantation shutters, and blinds. Jenkins makes your life easy with a 2-week turnaround. Contractors, builders, or family projects call 662-469-9350 for a free estimate. Owners Timmy and Rebecca Jenkins say hello to Sports 56 fans and look forward to your business.
Spring is in the air, and it's the perfect time to grill, chill, and save with Totes. Install a new generator, tankless water heater, or Carrier HVAC system. and you'll get your choice of a free green egg grill or 36 months no interest financing. Stay powered during storms, enjoy endless hot water, and slash your cooling costs this summer with a high-efficiency Carrier system, and grill some slow smoke barbecue on us. But hurry, this special ends soon. And if you're dealing with plumbing or electrical problems, Choates is here for you too. Give us a try and take $60 off your repair. Leaky faucet, clogged drain, broken outlet, lights flickering? Call Choates and save $60 on your plumbing or electrical repair service. Call 347-8086 or visit ChoatesHVAC.com today. And remember, Choates, let our family serve your family.
All the wisdom of the universe is in these bones.
Now back to Sports 56 Happy Hour on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. Here once again, Johnny Radio.
Welcome back to a little Sports 56 Happy Hour. I'm your buddy Johnny Radio. Man, you know it's Friday. We got River Beat Fest tonight. We got an NBA game tonight. A little Rockets, a little Warriors. Man, that game's going to be, I think, unbelievable. We only got one tomorrow. The whole East is already set. They're ready to get it on. Got Clippers and Nuggets on Saturday. So, just a little taste of the NBA. 2 games. And then, of course, on Sunday, if it needs to happen, you could have another Warriors-Rockets game. But I believe they are going to go ahead and start the Pacers and the Cavaliers on Sunday. So
Sunday night.
probably just like 3 games this weekend because I feel like the Warriors close that out. We've been talking NBA. We're going to talk more NBA at 12 o'clock with Myron Jenkins. But it's time to talk with my man, Mo Schefter. And it is a Friday. What up, Mo?
What's up, Johnny, baby? How you doing?
Man, I am blessed. It's Friday, River Beat
Yes,
Fest,
sir.
little basketball, NFL. Like the shows during this time of the year are so damn easy, aren't they?
Yeah, man. I was talking to Jay. I'm like, every time I come on a Friday, Johnny talking about some fest that's going down there in Memphis. I got to come down to Memphis.
Man, I'm a wiggle man. Like I love music. I love going out and partying with the people. You know, I ain't like I'm homebound most of the time, a lot, you know. I do go home. But, man, if I can get out on a weekend and go to a festival and get a little bit nuts, I'm in every time, Mo.
You're a man of the people.
Man, I try to be. Now, we got all kinds of stuff, and I want to start in a place that probably is going to sound a little bit weird to you. I want to start with the Bears.
Okay.
And this is an organization that has screwed it up, not badly as the Browns. But they have gone through quarterbacks and coaches. I mean, Mitch Trubisky. I mean, damn, man. Justin Fields. Like, it just seems like everything they do just has not really worked. I do kind of like their moves. I kind of feel like they're heading in the right way. I do like Ben Johnson as a offensive coordinator. Not sure yet. He's a little goofy. He's going to be a leader of men. We'll find out. But I do think they finally got some of those pieces that maybe possibly the Bears could actually compete. What do you think?
So I'm glad we're starting with the Bears because the Bears arguably had one of the best off seasons of any football team in the NFL. The number one thing they needed to address was their offensive line. No beef, no Lombardi, baby.
That's right.
That was the number one thing they needed to address. And you got a young quarterback. Doesn't matter who the quarterback is, you still need an offensive line. But when you got a young quarterback who is still developing how to read, still trying to understand how quickly he's got to get rid of the football, still a little hesitant sometimes to pull the trigger quick. Offensive line is definitely the most important thing, and they addressed it, and they addressed it aggressively with Joe Thuney and all these other signings. So their offensive line right now, probably by week 6, we're probably going to be talking about the Bears as having one of the best offensive lines in the league, and that's going to trickle into everything else. I mean, you talk about their receivers and their running backs and everything, but it starts with the offensive line. They went and got another tight end. They now have 6 tight ends for some reason. I don't know why, but they did. But I don't think they drafted all that well, but I think in free agency, they addressed a lot of needs, and they spend money, and it's okay to spend money. I would rather waste money than waste a draft pick in the way the NFL is set up.
And I actually, at first, kind of a little bit, Colston Loveland kind of was like freaking out. Like, man, how do you not take Ty Warren? Then I thought about, Ben Johnson loves 12 personnel. Detroit ran more 12 personnel than anybody last year in the NFL, 60% of the time. You now have Cole Kmet and Colton Loveland just sitting there as your tight ends. Colston Loveland can run routes. He ain't quite Brock Bowers, but my man is he can run by linebackers. He can mess with some safeties. He's big and he can catch the damn ball. We all know what Cole Kmet can do. But then also DJ Moore, Rome Odunze, and then you grab Luther Burden, who I think you throw him in the slot right now. Like Caleb Williams. Oh, and by the way, DeAndre Swift's still there too. Like I feel like he's got the weapons. He's got the offensive line. And Ben Johnson's going to go out there and coach the hell out of that offense. I don't know, man. I actually can't believe I'm saying this. I actually think they might have a damn good season.
Bro, listen, it's all going to come down to how Caleb Williams plays. But you are absolutely right about the weapons that they have. I think the combination of Rome and DJ and now this rookie, Luther Burden, who really was a first-round grade. I know he went in the second round, but he's a first-round grade wide receiver. Personally, my opinion, I actually had him slightly higher than the receiver the Panthers took at 8. I know everybody loves McMillan and his size and everything, but again, this is a different league where certain things become crucial. And you get somebody like Luther with DJ Moore, who they're kind of similar players, who can sort of teach him certain nuances, certain skills, and develop under him. Same with Rome. Bro, as long as Caleb can really... Where Caleb thrived was when he got rid of the ball quick. And if he can understand how to read pre-snap and get rid of that ball quick, and they run the ball a little better, and they pick up blitzes a little better, and they give him cleaner pockets,
play action
bro.
He play actions more than anybody as well. It's just 12 personnel. I think that's,
right.
I know he sat in the shotgun in college, shotgun. I think he's going to learn, man, this really opens up some windows when those linebackers step up and I got a damn wide open, like just a hole to throw into.
And you mentioned 12 personnel. I mean, again, with that personnel, they are going to be able to give you things that look the same, but they can run 20, 30 different plays off of those formations now with the personnel that they have now. So you could criticize the tight end thing. I certainly am critical of the tight end that they took because I thought they took the wrong tight end. But nonetheless, let's not act like Loveland can't play. The kid can still play. He can still run routes. He's probably better running routes than Warren because Warren is just physical and fast and all that good stuff.
He's not as good a
blocker
as Warren, but he can run.
But Kmet can block. So, I mean, again, it doesn't matter what we think. It all depends on when you get onto the field on Sundays, what the coaches prepare and plan and the positions they put their players in. And, dude, I think if you're a Chicago Bears fan, you have every reason to be uber optimistic heading into the season. I'm not saying they're going to win the division because that's a very tough division, but they are certainly trending in the right direction. And in year 3, year 4 of Caleb Williams, they're going to be in a real position to actually shoot their shot for a division title, for a playoff run, because their quarterback is under a rookie contract. This is the time. This is the time for teams to maximize potential when your quarterback is under a rookie contract. And the Bears, listen, go Bears. I mean, I think they've had a great offseason with head coach Ben Johnson under his first year.
Now, Minnesota Vikings, I'm going to stick in the NFC North for just one second. J.J. McCarthy. My man did not play last year, and you saw what Kevin O'Connell was able to do with Sam Darnold until they faced the Rams in the playoffs and everything went south. That was terrible. Sam Darnold's like holding on to the damn ball, taking sacks, turning it over like a madman. J.J. McCarthy, the quarterback that people last year in last year's draft, everybody kind of forgot because he was injured. Is he going to come out there in this first year, which is technically his first year to play? Can he take the reins and take this offense to the next level?
Man, they better hope so. I mean, he's got all the potential, but he's coming off a major injury. Obviously, missed the entire year. They felt like he could have possibly played later in the year, but they stayed with Sam Darnold. But they still kept him on IR, which is I'm all good with. I think when you look at those last two games, a lot of blame goes on Darnold, rightfully so. He is the quarterback. But I think the coaching staff dropped the ball as well because they didn't stick to what they do best. And they sort of tried to draw up a lot of home run plays in those two games rather than letting the game come to them and playing it out for 60 minutes and running the ball more often. So I think if you're going to plug in J.J. McCarthy, like you said, it's technically going to be his rookie year, they have to put an emphasis on running the football. They have to put it. You got Justin Jefferson. Justin Jefferson is going to mask a lot of bad throws. This dude's catch radius is absolutely insane. You know what I mean? I know Randy Moss wore 81. Hey, Justin Jefferson, if you're dyslexic, he wears 18, so you're probably thinking that's Randy Moss out there running. So I think the Vikings, again, the NFC North is a tough division, man. The Packers had a great draft. The Lions didn't have the best draft, but they didn't need to have a great draft. The Lions just needed to keep their pieces together, and they did that for the most part. So the Vikings, what they're going to have to do coming out, they're going to have to get off to a good start, as they did last year, but they're going to have to make sure that they keep J.J. McCarthy in manageable situations. And again, running the game is a young quarterback's best friend. That has been law forever, unless you're Patrick Mahomes, who's just an exception to everything.
No kidding.
But yeah, dude. But for J.J. McCarthy, he's got all the tools. He's got the right coaches. Maybe he benefited from sitting on the bench for a year and seeing the NFL speed, seeing the NFL game. He was still on the sidelines. He was still in the quarterback meetings. He was still in the game plan process. So again, the NFC North is going to be tough, and obviously right now is the season of optimism in the NFL. I do think the Vikings
North is the most difficult for me. I've just kind of been, of course, everything we do this stuff because we're insane. I was trying to, go who I think, is going to win each division after the draft, which team's going to be the strongest. And I got to the North, and I just was like, man, you want to say the Lions. They lost both their defense and offensive coordinator. Didn't address an issue of getting to the quarterback. I know Aiden Hutchinson is coming back. I know their defense was injured all year, but this was a team that could not put any pressure on a quarterback. And now if you got Caleb with weapons, we know what Jordan Love has, by the way, getting gold, and I think was so pimped by the Packers finally getting a wide receiver. You know about the weapons in Minnesota. You got to get to the quarterback, and I just don't know if the Lions are going to be able to do that. Green Bay, are they going to take the next step? Like the NFC North is just so cloudy and confusing.
So I'm going to say something right now. May change my mind come August when we're talking. But looking at it right now, I honestly think the Lions are going to take a step back. I really do. I think they had such a disappointing season that they're going to have they're not going to get
2 in a row.
Right. I don't see them coming off that hot start they've been coming off to. I see them taking just it's going to take them a while to get into the flow of the season. My humble opinion, you got all these players coming back from injuries. Not all of them are going to be back up to speed by the time September hits, by the time October hits. So I think Detroit is going to go through a process of trying to figure out what they need to do, how good are they really, how can we get back to form. But that's going to probably lead them up to Thanksgiving, where we're saying, what are the Detroit Lions? And then they can go from there. But I think the NFC North is tougher. The NFC as a whole is going to be a little bit tougher, and they have a tough schedule headed coming up here. I mean, you're the first place team, so you're gonna have a tougher schedule the following season. Jared Goff has had a good career. He's not a bust by any means. He's made a Super Bowl. He's doing great in Detroit. But I also think, we know who he is, and we know how to beat him, and we know what it takes to beat him. So can Jared Goff continue to get better? Because in the NFL, everybody gets better. You can't just stay the same. So I also think while he hasn't been criticized very much, for good reason, this is a crucial year, in my humble opinion, for Jared Goff. He's got to take that next step. There is a next step for him to take. He's not Patrick Mahomes. He's not Josh Allen. He's not Manning. He's not Brady. He's not like a tier 1. He's somewhere in the tier 2 hanging around. He's got to take that next step And I don't think he will. I think he has reached his ceiling, sort of like Dak Prescott, but that might be a different conversation for a different day. But I really, again, I know it's an optimistic season, but one team that I could potentially see taking a step back is the Detroit Lions.
I think that makes a lot of sense. I think I got a team though that's going to make a big step up because I think the NFC West as a whole is kind of a little bit softer. I don't think Seattle's going to be nearly as good. San Francisco's got so many holes to fill. Arizona is Arizona. They are Arizona until they change. They're Arizona, but the Rams, bro, like
Hit me.
the off season, you go out there. You got Matt Stafford. You know, like Kyron Williams can run. They got Blake Corum last year. They grabbed Jaquez Hunter. They got Puka Nacua. They grabbed Devontae Adams. They got Tutu Atwell, Tyler Higbee. That with Sean McVay, that is going to score. And if you don't remember last year, that young defensive line, that young defense was filthy, and they kept getting better. Jared Verse out of Florida State grew week in, week out, and was getting to the quarterback. I really like this team's shot.
Okay. See, there's a reason you and I have crossed paths in this world, my brother. If you got my brother, the historian, right there next to you. He can go back a few weeks and check in the Facebook group. Views from the 22. The Rams are my favorite. I'm putting a parlay on it, Chief. The Rams are my favorite to win the Super Bowl in the year 2025.
Like it, Mo.
I just want to also add to the record that the time that they did win the Super Bowl, the last time the Rams did win the Super Bowl, who called that one, Mo?
Big Shot Ronnie.
Our humble host,
Big Shot Ronnie.
Ron, made that call. He made the call the day that the trade was made.
Yup.
With Goff and Stafford.
Mm-hmm.
He made the call that day. We did a joint show that day. I remember that one.
Matt Stafford, I'm ready to fight for this. Top 5 quarterback in the league.
I agree.
Active quarterbacks, top 5 in the league. Rob Havenstein, top 5 tackle in the league.
Yup.
They got tight ends from Tyler Higbee and Colby Parkinson. Those dudes, they didn't play a lot together last year because of injuries and whatnot. You talked about the 12 personnel for the Lions. The amount of different personnel that the Rams can put out next year.
Well,
we didn't even
Terrence
talk about
Ferguson, by the way. Sorry to interrupt you, Mo, but let's not forget. I think Terrence Ferguson out of Oregon. I think he's going to be heavily involved as well.
Absolute facts. Listen, man. If I'm Les Snead and Sean McVay, I'm calling Mr. 99 and be like, listen, man, you think you can come back for 1 year and just give us a few snaps because we're about to get another ring over here in LA. Like the Rams roster, it may not be quote unquote stacked, but that's because there's a lot of names on defense people don't know. This is not the team that won it that's to leave and Von Miller and Jalen Ramsey and Aaron Donald, and I get that. But this is a much younger team with much more depth and much more talent than the team that won the Super Bowl a few years ago versus the Bengals. And you got, again, Matt Stafford, baby. He's a top 5 NFL quarterback. He's a first ballot Hall of Famer.
Top 5 coach in the NFL.
Sean McVay might be top 5 like in the last 20 years. I'm not joking.
I'm with you there.
I mean, there's just who has been better, more consistent than Sean McVay. If people have down years, Sean McVay has not had a down year. Even with less rosters, less talent, they still perform. And last year, if it wasn't for a couple injuries and a couple throws, they would have been in the NFC Championship game. So I think the Rams stacked up. They added Devontae Adams. They're going to be healthier. There's going to be just a much better energy for them. The Rams, I'm saying it now, and I'm going to say it in September, Johnny. They are my favorites to win the Super Bowl in February.
Baby, we've been out here talking with Mo Schefter about the NFC. I'm going to take a quick time out, pay a couple bills. On the other side, it's time to talk a little AFC. Don't you dare touch that dial. We're back in 2 Shakes, Sports 56, 98.5 FM.
We are real sports talk. Sports 56 WHBQ. Available on your radio dial at 560 AM and 98.5 FM, as well as around the world online at
sports56whbq.com. Take us with you everywhere by downloading the Sports 56 app. And at home, just say, Alexa, play Sports 56. Wherever you are, stay tuned in to Real Sports Talk. Sports 56 and 95 FM.
Guns, guns, and more guns. Over 700 firearms in stock. Home defense guns, home guns, new guns, used guns, big guns, little guns. Every gun you can think of, Classic Arms has them. All brands like Glock, Sig, Colt, Ruger, Smith & Wesson, Browning, Beretta, Benelli, Remington, Winchester, and more. Guarantee lowest prices in town. Only gun importer in the Mid-South. Free gun inspections, appraisals, and free bar sighting for the upcoming deer season. Shop online at ClassicArmsInMemphis.com or visit Classic Arms at 1740 Countertop Parkway behind Parky's Barbecue in Cordova.
Share some of my personality. Okay, I love tongue twisters, like the one about the terrific tasting toast by Taste Tester Toaster, or Big Black Bugs, Bleed Blue Blood, and of course Sally and her seashells. Or of course the ever-present I'm a Mother Pheasant Plucker, I Pluck Mother Pheasants. Okay, enough of that. If you want an honest, fair, reasonable roofing, siding, or gutter estimate, call 5 Roofing at 367-0050. That's exactly what you'll get. No empty promises, no high-pressure sales tactics, and no fast-talking salesman trying to convince you that today and only today is the best day for you to get a new roof. For the record, the best day to get a new roof is when you're ready for one. 5 Roofing, fair, honest, and ethical. 367-0050 or memphisroofer.com.
5 Roofing, it's what we do. We're here for you.
At Rocket, we believe everyone deserves their shot at the American dream. So if you're feeling locked out of home ownership, we're here to give you back the keys. We're opening doors, breaking down walls, and doing everything we can to turn renters into owners. And we're not going to stop until we help everyone home. To find out more, visit rocket.com. Rocket, own the dream.
Hi, I'm Glenda Hastings, owner of Napa Cafe, and I want to thank you for making us part of your dining experiences. Treat yourself tonight with a delightful dinner. Maybe start with an appetizer like our baked sweet peculiar peppers stuffed with goat cheese and mozzarella, finished with basil pistou, and move on to one of our cozy dishes like the double chocolate stout braised boneless beef short ribs with tonkatsu sauce and creamy mashed potatoes. Or a fresh seafood dish like our pan-roasted ginger buttered sea bass with cilantro soy vinaigrette. I get hungry just talking about it. Don't forget about dessert, our famous sweet buttermilk pie with brown sugar sauce, or drink your dessert with one of our signature dessert cocktails, like the lemon cheesecake martini, lemony, icy, frothy, and dusted with graham cracker crumbs. Napa Cafe, open Wednesday through Saturday for dinner starting at 5 o'clock. For reservations, visit our website at napacafe.com. Come join us. We can't wait to serve you.
Congratulations to Napa Cafe, celebrating 27 years of great food and service for you. Napa Cafe.
The power source capable of generating 1.21 gigawatts of electricity is a bolt of lightning.
Now back to Sports 56 Happy Hour on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. Here once again, Johnny Radio.
Welcome back to a little Sports 56 Happy Hour. I'm your buddy, Johnny Radio. It's a Friday. And you know what? You might be hungry. Los Cabos. Right there, Summer and Graham. $5.50 premium shots of tequila. Lunch specials, 10 to 3 daily. $7 to $11. Oh, my goodness. Happiest hours, though. 3 to 8. Yeah, drink specials, baby. 3 to 8 daily. Los Cabos, where the flavors of Mexico will melt in your mouth. Check them out. Now, I got my buddy Mo Schefter. We love football, if you can't tell. We be cutting it up. We've been tearing it up on the NFC. I got to switch gears and head over to the AFC. And a weird place to start again for me is we just watched all the drama with Aaron Rodgers unfold. We've gone through coaches, and I mean, like Adam Gase, like Robert Saleh lost the team when he brought in Aaron Rodgers and all his peeps, and but then you go out there, and I think the Jets organization and Woody Johnson finally made a right decision. They went out there and got a full-grown ass man, who took that Detroit defense that was mangled, beaten, and battered and did everything he could to patch that thing up. He's hard nosed. He's a pimp. He's Aaron Glenn, and he's no nonsense. He is he the right guy to finally give Jets fans something to actually be excited about?
Dude, that is such a good question. If you would have asked me a month ago, I was a lot higher on the Aaron Glenn signing. I know Aaron Rodgers is not the most popular person in terms of being liked, okay? I get it. But we can't let that distract us from how Aaron Glenn handled that situation. Now, you could say, you know, it was a little personal. He don't like Aaron. He kind of wanted to check Aaron's ego about how they handled that situation where they had him fly from California, interrupt his little whatever he was doing, and the way they handled that situation was wrong. You could definitely say, hey, maybe Aaron Glenn did that just to kind of rub Aaron's nose in it. Me personally, believe it or not, I believe in professionalism, Chief, and I felt like he didn't handle that situation in the most professional way. That's number one. Number two, do we really think the New York Jets in this environment with Josh Allen and Patrick Mahomes and Lamar and Joe Burrow and now the Patriots, baby, Paul Revere ain't coming, Drake May is coming, okay? Like the Patriots are on their way back to being competitive in the AFC. Do we really think the Jets are anywhere close to being competitive? I'm going to be honest with you. I could probably see them in somewhere with the 8 to 10 win range in their first year under Aaron Glenn. But I got to be honest. That's why you want me on here, Johnny. I'm not doubting his leadership. I'm not doubting his ability to coach defense. But some guys are just better off being number two.
Defensive coordinators, yep.
And I think Aaron Glenn is a fantastic defensive coordinator, okay? But when you are the head coach, it's a lot different. I remember a general manager, they asked the GM, I can't remember which GM of the NFL, like, what was the biggest change for you going from executive this to the actual head GM of an NFL team? He's like, my first day on the job, they're asking me about vending machines. No squat about vending machines. When you're the head coach, you have different responsibilities. Certain things you don't even think about are now your responsibility solely because you are the head coach. So personally, I do not believe the Jets under Aaron Glenn will thrive. Mainly because you have a quarterback like Justin Fields who needs a offensive-friendly environment. Some guys don't need it. Some guys need it. I think Justin Fields needs that. I think he needs somebody who's going to have his full support. And I'm not saying Aaron Glenn is not going to give him his full support. I'm just saying I think Aaron Glenn is not a coach of an NFL team. I think he's a great defensive coordinator. There's plenty of them. Todd Bowles, Rex Ryan. Like, there's plenty. I mean, even though Rex Ryan had a pretty decent career as a head coach, he had a much more successful career as a defensive coordinator. You know, yeah, man. I mean, you go on and on. Todd Haley, he's a number 2 guy. Ken Wisenhunt, I know he made a Super Bowl with the Cardinals. He's a number 2 guy. I can go on and on.
Just likes
Josh
to work for
McDaniels.
KC and be the defensive coordinator, and he might be the best in the NFL, you know?
Josh McDaniels was like the poster boy for this for mofo.
Yeah, oh my God, yes. Josh was a terrible damn head coach.
Horrible.
Goober.
So I think, again, I love Aaron Glenn. I have all the respect in the world for him, but I don't think as a head coach of the New York Jets, a team that has been in football hell, I don't think he's a guy for him. I don't think he's a guy for him.
I will say this. This is, I guess, what I'm fascinated is, and again, I hear what you mean about being professionalism. I feel like he just wanted to cut out what he felt like had become somewhat of a cancer and almost a media circus with of course, Aaron Rodgers. And then I looked at, Tanner Eggstrand, the offensive coordinator. If you look at the pieces, I'm telling you right now, you know what they're going to do. one, they got 3 running quarterbacks: Justin Fields, Tyrod Taylor, and Adrian Martinez. The other thing is they got Brees Hall, who's straight up a man. You got a young Braylon Allen, who is a full-grown beast. The offensive line is pretty good. You still got Wilson and Lazard. I have a feeling this is going to be some crazy run, just a very different offense. And with Steve Wilkes and Aaron Glenn head coaching, that defense with Quentin Williams and them boys, Sauce Gardner, Quincy, all those guys, I just feel like they're going to run that damn football, play defense, and try to out-physical you. And it's just going to be a complete culture change for the Jets.
Hey, I hope you're right, and I hope I'm wrong.
Hey,
because
man.
it would be good for them to be. Because really, also, the AFC, man, excuse me, they need more competitive teams. Like, there's only probably 5 teams that realistically are going to compete for a title in February. So they need more competition in the AFC this year.
Can the Texans this year? Because I just love C.J. Stroud.
Facts.
He just gets better if he can keep his wide receivers healthy. I also just think like that defense is getting better. They'll be better next year. They're growing on you, and I really think that's an easy division. I don't know, man. I just like the Texans.
Dude, I love the Texans. I love D'Amico Ryans.
Me too.
Love C.J. Stroud. Like, D'Amico is not somebody who falls in that number 2 category.
No.
He is a head coach.
Yes.
He is a leader of men. And so the big shot Ronnie also coined this term, football maturity. He mentioned basketball maturity last night on the show, 94 Feet of Life. Football maturity is a real thing, not just for players, mainly for coaches. I think there were situations last year and the year prior, particularly in playoff games, where the Texans weren't up to par to what they did in the regular season, whether it was preparation or whether it was execution. And also management of the time, management of the timeouts, managing the downs, when to go for it on 3rd down, when to go for it on 4th down versus when to punt it. So the Texans last year, they didn't advance because of any talent reasons, despite the injuries. They didn't advance, in my opinion, because of critical coaching decisions. And so I think it's not CJ that has to take the next step. I think it's the coaching staff that has to take the next step. They have to understand the ebbs and flows of a 60-minute football game, particularly in January and February. Okay. Do they have enough to compete in the AFC? Absolutely. When you have a quarterback like C.J. Stroud, the great quarterbacks, it's not about the things that they do well. It's about the things that the team is bad at that they can mask. And C.J. Stroud is one of those guys that can mask a lot of flaws in terms of the 53 guys that are on the football field.
Man, Mo, I could talk to you for 48 straight hours about football. Next week, we're going to do this bad boy again. We're going to have to get up in the AFC West. We didn't even talk AFC North. We got so much football to talk about. I got to talk about that young buck, Jaden Daniels. But, Mo, do me a favor. Be blessed. Tell everybody where they can find you and what's going on at Views from the 22.
I appreciate you, brother. Views from the 22 on Facebook. We got the group. We got the page on YouTube. Sports Culture Entertainment Network, SCEN. We are going to be live tonight at 8 o'clock with Germ, with Vic Jr. We are the OG Views crew. We are going to have a great show recapping the NFL draft. It's not going to be about hot takes or agendas, baby. We are just going to give you straight heat and everything you need to know about what happened in the draft and what's next for the NFL teams. Views from the 22, baby. Thank you, Johnny.
Man.
Thank you, Jay.
Dude, be blessed, man. Mo, you are the man. I love that guy.
Mo knows.
Mo knows. Mo. Man, Bo Jackson was always, man. It's like one of the books I read, Bo Knows Bo. I was really into it. It's like one of them, maybe the only. But anyway, I'm kidding.
Remember,
I'm
like
taking
40 minutes ago, Landon, he said he couldn't read.
I'm going to take a time out because guess what we're doing?
MJ.
We talking a lot of hoops on the other side.
Break it down why Nico wasn't wrong, but he was wrong.
And also, we got T-Money and Uncle Brasky at 12:30.
Got to know what to play this weekend.
Man, I wish I wish I could go back in time and go back to Wingfest. Man, we got crunk.
Oh, we did.
I had fun.
They got me out of the house, Lynn, and I usually don't even get out the house.
Man, and he had a good old time.
I was at a tractor store.
Oh, that's right. You were. Kubota?
Sure was. Yeah.
Look at me, man. I know my tractors, bro. John Deere, Kubota.
You sure do.
Like
One thing about Johnny, he knows his tractors.
A regular old Mr. Fix-It. You know, when Chas met me one day, she goes, do you have any, like, hey, can you, we moved in, you know. She's like, I need you to hang these pictures. And I was like, with what? She goes, you don't have any tools? I was like, nah, bro, if you got tools, people ask you to do work. That's why I don't drive a truck, because I don't need to help people move either.
I'm not buying Vila.
Man.
I know it very well. I drive a truck.
And everybody
It's a hot commodity, man.
Yeah, I'm smart. Don't date women that smoke bud, even though I love it because they'll smoke your stash. Don't own a truck or you're going to be doing a lot of work. Vodka in the world, that's Tito's handmade vodka. Hoops on the other side, Sports 56, 98.5 FM.
Locally owned and operated for over 40 years, Automatic Gates Construction tailors custom-made solutions for all your residential, commercial, and industrial needs, including repairs, maintenance, and installation. Automatic Gates Construction specializes in designing and installing automatic gates and fencing that seamlessly blends security, functionality, and aesthetic appeal. Elevate the safety and efficiency of your property with a premium gate solution. Automatic Gates Construction at myautomaticgates.com.
You get the best of Memphis for lunch and dinner at Elwood Shack. Choose from house pastrami, corned beef, smoked turkey, roast beef, roast pork, beef brisket, and pulled shoulders, all made in-house. Elwood's fresh baked bread is delivered daily only in our bakery in Cordova, and all Elwood's cakes and sweet treats come from Frost Bakery. Open daily for lunch and dinner at Elwood Shack on summer in the Lowe's parking lot. And the newest Elwood's at 4045 across from Northern. Get the best of Memphis anywhere else at Elwood Shack.
Visit Frontier Western Store today for new shirts and boots. Frontier is your top Carhartt store in the Mid-South. There's thousands of in-stock shirts and jeans. They have the classic K87 pocket tee in every color they make, including new ones just released. Available small to 4X. Want new jeans? Frontier has you covered with super tough work denim by Carhartt. And you've got to check out their selection of Ariat jeans for men, women, and children. You'll love how easy it is to find the size and style you need. Have you seen Frontier's remodeled world-famous boot showroom? It continues to expand. New styles by Ariat just arrived, plus plenty of in-stock proven classics too. Whether you need work or dress boots, trust that Frontier's the place to come. See thousands of pairs of Ariat boots and thousands more by Dan Post, Corral, Durango, Rocky, Twisted X, and others. And Frontier's pricing is lower than online and chain stores, so you know just the local shop to visit. Frontier Western Store, 5880 Goodman Road in Olive Branch, and on the web at frontierwesternstore.com. Locally owned and operated since 1967.
Original sports station. We are Sports 56, WHBQ Memphis, and W253DF Memphis.
060, and I'm about to find out. Now back to Sports 56 Happy Hour on Sports 56 at 98.5 FM. This hour is brought to you by Tito's Vodka. And once again, Johnny Radio.
Welcome back to a little Sports 56 Happy Hour. I'm your buddy Johnny Radio. It's a Friday, baby. It's always brought to you the best. That's Tito's. I'm gonna start my Friday off right. You know, at 1 o'clock, I'm rolling about this joint, heading right down to the River Beat Fest. Me and Soup gonna be getting down on some Tito's. We gonna be up on stage tearing it up. A little Hot 107 action. Yes, that's gonna be fun. And I'm gonna have a pretty great weekend. You know why?
Yeah, Tito's.
Because I got Tito's.
There you go.
I got the best, baby. And I got some hoops this weekend.
Yeah.
At least one game a day.
Yeah.
One tonight, one tomorrow.
Yeah. Sunday.
Possibly two.
Possibly two on
Possibly
Sunday.
two.
Yeah.
Depends on what happens with the little Golden State and the Rockets.
And they're not giving you like the afternoon night doubleheader. Both of these will be in prime time.
Man, that's what you got to do when you only got one.
Yeah, they're gonna put Golden State and Houston at the 8:30 slot, and Cleveland will go at 6. And also just a time correction. When Mo said at 8 p.m. tonight, that's 7 for us because he's on East time. He's on Eastern time.
Where's he at?
He's in Pennsylvania. Right.
What?
Now. Yeah. All my guys are spread it out, man. MJ's in Chicago. Germ is in Atlanta, but Germ will be kind of bouncing around.
Myron Jenkins, where's he from?
He's a Gary, Indiana native.
For it's like how close to French Lick is that? I don't even know where it was. Gary,
Completely on the opposite side.
Is he really?
I think so.
Damn, man, damn. Because I mean, Myron Jenkins knows hoops.
We'll have to ask him though. I mean, Indiana's a basketball state, so he's a hoop guy.
He is. Well, I'm ready. I'm bringing on my man Myron Jenkins. Don't forget, Myron. First time I see you, baby. When we get together, I got your first 4 Tito's. They on me.
4 Tito's is crazy, but yes, let's do it.
Now, Myron, what have you been thinking? Because I got to start with the Lakers and LeBron James.
Yeah.
And I got to know, watching that series, what are some of your thoughts and feelings after you watch basically JJ Redick run his boys into the ground? You watched a Rob Pelinka who never got a center. I mean, Jackson Hayes, please. I mean, they could have used Mark Williams. They need somebody down low. You had LeBron playing the 5. Luka was so exhausted, had 9 blow-bys. The record in the NBA for a playoff game. Nobody played defense that bad ever. What's going on with the Lakers, and what does this also say about Nico Harrison, who's been getting, man, that dude has been getting dragged through the mud.
Absolutely. So I'll start with Nico. Nico wasn't wrong, but he wasn't right.
I get it.
Let me just explain a little bit for the viewers. What he did made sense because he couldn't build around Luka the way he wanted to build around Luka, because it would have needed to be a perfect build, in which how many times a team can perfectly build around their star?
Not very often.
Not often at all.
Exactly. So what he did, his concept worked, but he didn't incorporate the fact that all of the pieces that he put in were not injury prone, but had major injuries.
Mm-hmm.
So you add Anthony Davis. Anthony Davis, superstar power forward, if you put bigs around him to take the load off of protecting the paint. They had that already in Dallas with 2 guys.
Right.
So that's perfect. Kyrie Irving finally gets to be the unequivocal number 1 option, which he's talented enough to do. But he had injuries before, too. Klay Thompson could be the 3rd option at this level, in which he can run off points for you, but for the most part, you can't leave him because he's going to make that shot. Mm-hmm. But he had an ACL injury. So everything he did made sense, but you did it with older individuals that had major injuries.
Yeah, and also you had 2 dudes in the 4th quarter who were sucking so much wind, by the way, for the Lakers. The 4th quarter, those guys were dead. No lift in their legs at all. You can't shoot. You can't play defense. You can't do nothing. And LeBron James, the only thing he could do on offense from playing center was stand in the corner over there in the 3 and try to catch his breath, because he was getting beat up by even Rudy Gobert, Naz Reid, everybody that was down there coming there and playing on the blocks. He was getting just worked.
Well, and the thing about it is everybody keeps trying to cheat this game or come up with concepts to make this game newer, and the game is the game. It's only 3 positions that you really need. You need a big, you need a lead guard, and you need a wing. If you miss any of those positions, you're not going to win. You're just not. Like we'll probably quote some of these dudes who wife cheated on them. Size matters.
Yup. I agree.
Dude,
it's the NBA. Size matters. And JJ Redick going out there with Lil Austin Reeves, out of shape Luca, LeBron playing the 5. And the other thing is the weird thing about it is like when you think about that game, if you lose a game where the other team shoots 47 freaking 3-pointers and they shoot 14.9%, 7 for 40 freaking 7, and you lose that game, that just says a hell of a lot. I mean, Ant-Man was 0 for 11 from the 3-point line. You had Randall was 1 for 6. You had who else was so bad the other? Oh, Dante DiVincenzo couldn't hit nothing. He jacked up 12. I think he hit I think he was 2 for 12. Like, that's terrible.
Here's the irony of all of this.
And they still lost by 7.
Yeah, but here's the irony of all of this. What they were missing was the person that refused to resign. The two people that refused to resign. They were missing JaVale McGee and Dwight Howard.
Yeah. Which is what AD was pointing out to begin with. When we had
he's like, when we had these guys, we won.
We won it all. If we not just won it all, John, the one that you don't give credit to, but they ran through everybody in the bubble.
They did.
You know what I'm saying?
Man, right now they got Maxi Kleber coming in there trying to stop. Like, man,
now,
what was that?
Now you see that, and you saw what happened, and you tell me that JJ didn't do that on purpose.
I mean, what did he want to say just to the front office?
The same thing that Kobe said to Field in Game 7 in 2006 in Phoenix. Oh, I'm shooting the ball too much? Okay. I ain't going to shoot the ball at all.
I mean, they didn't even one time throw in Jackson Hayes, the biggest dude. Just that ain't even one damn time.
That's intentional, man.
No, but for LeBron to say that JJ Redick said we're going to try something new in Game 6, come on, man.
Dude.
This is the perfect time to try something new when you're about to get kicked out the first round. This is the perfect time. Yeah, let's just do this.
They made Rudy Gobert look like Godzilla.
You see? This was deliberate, man. I'm convinced the more we continue to talk about it, I'm like, I thought about it Sunday when I was watching Game 4. I'm like, they kept showing the stat graph for the minutes played, and LeBron was always the leader at the top of the stat graph. And I'm like, they finna lose. And I'm seeing why they finna lose because JJ ain't playing nobody, but he going with what he looks at as his best 5. And that's that. We didn't see Dalton connect. We didn't see none of these dudes no more. Jared Vanderbilt, we saw a little of him. That was about it.
Hell, I think it would have been funny if you just throw Bronny James out there the last 5 minutes.
Well. At this point, have him run the 5. Let's see if he can box him out. At this point.
Now, I do also want to bring up Minnesota, though, because this is a team I'm actually, I'm high on them. I like them. I believe sometimes because they have a dude who's got ice water through his veins. What he was doing at a young age, going out there and running through LeBron's chest. He's not afraid to take the big shot, and they got pieces around him. I like this Minnesota basketball team. Can they make a little bit of noise?
They can, and here's the reason why. Jaden McDaniels.
Yep.
If you look at him, he actually, if you squint your eyes and take 4 shots of Tito, he looked like Scottie Pippen.
I actually can't believe that is actually.
But you got to take 4 shots of Tito, and you got to squint your eyes.
I can do it. And also, man, the other thing is like no Tippin Pippen. How did he get Larsa Pippen? Because Larsa is just like, I'm telling you, I can't wait to meet her at one of the Grizzlies games. I'm shooting my shot, bro.
Chad's
You like younger dudes.
Chad's gonna put you out for that, man.
Nah, dude, I got a hall pass for that one because she don't believe I can pull it.
Hey, I think you got it. I think you got it. I'm taking the oath.
Thank you, man. I love you. That's my man, Byron
Take it over.
Jenkins. Now, I have a question. The Timberwolves. What's the better matchup, the Rockets or the Warriors for them?
For them, definitely the Rockets.
Yeah.
With the Rockets and the Detroit Pistons, I remember for those who wasn't tuned in last week, I said that look at free throws made, points off turnovers, and fast break points to determine wins. It's only 2 teams that lost and won that battle. That was the Detroit Pistons and the Houston Rockets. Well, why? Because they're young.
Yep.
And they each
have
a Thompson twin.
Yeah, they do.
And if you even pull up the stats, you will see that Houston Rockets actually have outscored Golden State in the series. They're still down 3-2.
Yep.
And New York outscored Detroit by 1.3 points and won it in 6.
That's still one of the wilder series. And Jalen Brunson, we're going to get to him because he's just a stud. 2 40-point games with the game-winning shot at the buzzer. That's impressive in the playoffs. Now, Houston and Golden State, the team that's trying to play Minnesota in the next round. Who do you like in the whole situation with Steph Curry's thumb, the crazy rule that you can come down and hit the thumb as long as the ball's out of his hand? You know, by the way, Dylan Brooks is going to take absolute, and let me just tell you something. If you ain't pushing the envelope, you ain't really trying to win a championship. Listen, all's love and, fair and war and blah, blah, blah. I don't even know what the saying is anymore because I had too many edibles. But I will say that Golden State, if Steph ain't shooting and that thumb starts to get hurt, like it's hurt, and nobody can stop Alperen Sengun over there for Golden State except for Draymond late in the game because he's a stud. Like, can Golden State... could they fumble this bag right now? Because I thought they had that thing locked up, and then Houston came out. Dylan Brooks hit Steph in the thumb, and he didn't look the same at all. And Jimmy Buckets ain't 100. What do you think about this series and who wins tonight?
What if I told you Golden State is not fumbling the bag, but Houston is?
Ooh, I want to hear it. I need to hear it because that wasn't where I'm coming from, but I love to hear this.
If you look at Houston, they have outplayed Golden State.
Yep.
There's nothing more Emi Udoka can do. Think about who's starting the agitation. It's not Houston, it's Golden State. Why? Because they don't want these little dudes running.
No, they
don't. They can't keep up with them.
Too athletic.
You got 4 dudes that can do a decent job on Curry. And it will take Curry to just go in the phone booth, put on the red drawers and the cape for them to actually do something. Well, with his thumb, I'm going to be real with you. I still have Golden State winning it only because I used to play the game and I've had injured fingers before. I'm going to tell you, it actually makes you shoot better because you have to do everything correct now.
Yep. Just within the form, all of it, just the way you can't miss on nothing, you know what I'm saying? And then you're also trying to protect yourself from that pain that you're going through with it. And so there you go. And then this is, he mastered shooting the basketball just in general, either hand. So, of course, when he's going to come out and cook like that, he's going to make that adjustment. We got to think about this with Steph. He played his first 6-7 years, and he just got LASIK surgery a handful of years ago. He wasn't even seeing correctly.
Right. Damn.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, he was aiming at a device that, you know what I'm saying, looks like you had 50 shots. And the chick that's really a 4 looks like a 10. That's like him at the rim.
He made 400 threes with basically being half blind.
Dude, that's it. That's pretty. I did not know that. But one thing I also did not know that in this series, last 2 games, Fred VanVleet's been the best damn 3-point shooter on the court those last 2 games. I mean, my man shoots 66.7% and making it rain, 26 and 25 last 2 games. Fred.
It's kind of like 6 years ago when they went on that title run in Toronto. Right before he had the kid, he was struggling. After the kid was born, he was on fire.
Boom.
Absolutely.
Oh, and by the way, he also hadn't missed a free throw either in the postseason. So I'm like,
which a big salute for me on that one. I'm big on free throws, and that's the big deal, especially coming from the dude that's going to have the ball in his hand.
And then I don't know how do they stop Alperen Sengun? Do you not have him touch the ball every damn time he comes down?
He nice, yo.
You have to just unfortunately it's a pick your poison type deal.
Yep.
Because what's cooking is the reason why he's cooking like this. They set him at the high ball screen, and you have to turn the corner and you have to shoot up high, in which you got to give him the ball in playmaking mode. What's cooking is he can make that 10 to 14 shot consistently. Most bigs can't hit that because you already got a man Thompson corner cutting, and that's a pass dunk. Or you got Fred VanVleet in the opposite corner, that's a pass 3. So you got to let him go against a smaller guy, and that's what's making him unstoppable to guard. That middle ball screen is just tough.
Yeah,
it's tough. I'm going to be real with you. If I'm Golden State, I don't run drop coverage against Houston.
Nah.
I actually will ice the coverage. What ice the coverage means is I'm playing high side and making you refuse the screen and reject the screen, and I'll recover from there. I will trust Jalen Green will have to beat me.
I was gonna say that's the weak link right there. I feel like.
Yeah, because he just don't have enough reps. It's just he's going to be an incredible player in 2 or 3 years.
Yeah.
But as of right now, he even admitted after game 2 when he had a good game, he was like, game 1, the lights was too bright for me. Well, what do you think the lights going to be on the elimination game?
On the road.
On the road. So you got to beat me, but I'm not going to give it to you easily. I'm going to make you have to think and beat me.
I could talk about this series all damn day long, but I got to get over and talk about my man Jalen Brunson.
Yes, sir.
Like what, man? Like, this dude is kind of very, like, good, of course, in the regular season. And then he literally turns into like Batman in the postseason. He elevates his damn game to such a level. It is absolutely ridiculous. And you talk about it like I was talking about Ant-Man having no fear to take the big shot. Jalen Brunson knows, hey, I get in front of you, I'm going to stop and you're going to foul me. I get 10 feet, I'm going to pull up and put it in the damn hole. I need to hit a 3, I got you. I'm going to create enough space for my little ass off to get a beautiful shot, and guess what? I'm buckets.
He's a professional scorer, is what we like to call him. He's a professional scorer. He knows how to score in a variety of ways. Like you said, where the kids today, they talk about
Reminds me actually of old school John Stockton with Utah.
Oh, absolutely.
I mean, like literally, John was like always getting in. He'd lean into you and then do the shot. He'd stop, let you hit behind him. He'd pull up and hit from 10 feet. He always had vision. Jalen Brunson always hits the open man. It's like Jalen Brunson, without Jalen Brunson, I don't think New York is like anything.
Not at all.
I mean, Big Cat's tried to carry teams on his back, and yes, he's hit some big threes in the series, and I got to give him that credit. But you know he ain't that dog. Jalen Brunson is.
He's that guy. He's that dog for real.
So here's the thing that people got to understand. You know how you got heroes and villains in like Marvel comics or whatever?
Absolutely.
The NBA has their own version of heroes and villains. They're called prototypes versus system breakers. Ultimately, if it was up to the NBA, everybody will be 6'9" with a 40-inch vert that can shoot 40% from 3 and is chiseled like a god Zeus. If it was up to them, because they want to produce a larger-than-life product. But what you have done when you're targeting this type of person, you created a villain. So now I'm only 6'1", so I got to be perfect in everything.
And he's been perfect.
And if you look at, they all had a system breaker. When Jokic can't jump over a sheet of paper.
Nope.
Yeah, he
couldn't jump up on a curb.
Player in the league. He's probably the best player in the league. Steph Curry looks like an insurance salesman. Can't do nothing with him. Now you bring on Jalen Brunson, who will probably have a dad bod on the low, and he's giving y'all work because he just has the mind to be like, you're not going to stop me in this pick and roll. You're not going to stop me in ISO because I'm too strong when I get down here. If you back up, I can shoot it from any level. If you double team me, I can make every pass.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. He's just absolutely amazing. But the question is, can they actually give the Celtics a good series?
They can.
The simple answer is no.
I agree.
I think
there's just too much. I mean, you got Tatum. Like, he doesn't get. I don't understand how Jason Tatum doesn't get any love. We talk about Kawhi Leonard as like the greatest thing since sliced bread.
I told you a year or two ago.
Yeah, it's because he's light skinned. No, but literally, think about it. Kawhi Leonard has, like, I mean, the first round in his history. You look at Jason Tatum's never lost. He's averaged 34 points in the first round of the playoffs in his career. You got Kawhi Leonard. I pulled out the numbers the other day, 20 points. Listen, Kawhi is an amazing person. I'm not saying anything about Kawhi Leonard. I'm just saying, how you this good And Derek White starts over you in the NBA damn Olympics or the Olympics with the
Easy answer. You playing behind Bron and KD.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah,
But you
that
know,
was
like what I'm just saying, he doesn't like he doesn't seem to get the love he deserves, and it's kind of wild.
I got another explanation besides his can't
It's
complain.
not the light. It's not the light because that's what
Now,
Jay blames.
it's a little bit. It's a little bit. I'm gonna tell you what it is. It's privilege. For whatever reason, us as fans penalize a person for having the perfect team around them.
Yep.
Oh damn, that is actually that.
Think about it. How much we talk about Tim Duncan's greatness? No one talks about it, do they?
Nope, because we always talk about he had Tony Parker, and Manu Ginobili, and oh my gosh, don't forget when he had David Robinson when he
Never
first came in the
mind
league.
that he was 15 times All-NBA and 15-time All-Defensive NBA.
No kidding.
First
Never
team
into the GOAT
All-NBA.
discussion, though.
First team All-NBA is a rookie. First team
Like
All-NBA.
you still got to be a little good to get to that point, right?
I could talk to you all day long, but I got to pay a few bills. You know how it is. Let's roll. Are we doing this next week?
Yes, sir. We here.
Man, Myron, thank you so much. Where can everybody find you?
You can find me on Ball U Academy on Twitter. That's when I'm doing most of my basketball stuff. Of course, I'm going to shout you out, Johnny Radio. Also, shout out to Anthony Sane for having this plug. Shout out to Mo Schefter for this dope show prior to that. Hey, we here, man. I appreciate your time.
Yeah, we got a lot more coming down the pipe, don't we, Myron?
Yes, sir.
Man, that's my man, Myron Jenkins. Mad thanks, Uncle Brasky, T-Money. They all next. Sports 56, 98.5 FM.
Join the voice of the Tigers, Dave Woloshin, for Wolo and Friends. Weekday mornings from 10 to 11 here on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM.
Tito's handmade vodka is America's favorite vodka for a reason. From the first legal distillery in Texas, Tito's is 6 times distilled till it's just right and naturally gluten-free, making it a high-quality spirit that mixes with just about everything. From the smoothest martinis to the best Bloody Marys, beyond the bottle, Tito's has gained a reputation for giving back, teaming up with nonprofits around the world to serve its community and do good for dogs. Make your next cocktail with Tito's and learn more at Tito'sVodka.com. 40% alcohol by volume, mainly 80 proof, crafted to be savored responsibly.
Pools, and more pools. Yes, it is pool time at Family Leisure. Family Leisure is already booking pool installs, so you need to buy now and get on that list. 24-foot pools start at $19.99 install. Liners are starting at $2.99. You're going to need some pool accessories, so they're all up to 20% off. Not quite ready for a pool? That's fine. Get a 5 or 6 person hot tub starting at under $7,000. You can also go for a swim spa or perhaps a cold plunge tub. Those are now $2,000 off. Get patio furniture up to 50% off on select sets. Buy your pool now. Get on that install list. Mention this commercial, and your install is free. It's underlined in the in-bold print, so you know it's big. It's pool time at Family Leisure. Family Leisure. Whitten Road at I-40, where family and fun come together.
At Jason's Deli, when you're dining in or picking up curbside, you can expect wholesome food and no surprises, just delicious sandwiches, crisp salads, and quick quality meals made with the freshest ingredients and no artificial trans fats, MSG, high fructose corn syrup, or artificial colors and dyes. Around here, a lot of thought goes into what we put into our food and what we take out of it, because you're not just taking a bite, you're getting a taste of who we are. New items are constantly being created to expand our menu for all tastes and special diets with vegan and gluten-free options available. Convenience and on-time delivery you can count on. It's just a click away at jasonsdeli.com, so whether you need to feed 5 people or 5,000, the team at Jason's Deli, they have the credentials and the commitment to keep you satisfied. Freshness is nearby at Jason's Deli with locations at Ridgeway in the Park Place Center, Poplar and Highland, Germantown Road in Cordova, and on Goodman Road in Olive Branch. Jason's Deli. It's wholesome food and no surprises.
Today, I consider myself the luckiest man on the face of the earth.
Now back to Sports 56 Happy Hour on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. This hour is brought to you by Tito's Vodka. Here once again, Johnny Radio.
Welcome back to a little Sports 56 Happy Hour. I'm your buddy Johnny Radio. Like, what is this song? Like, how is this not rejoined? What is this?
Don't hate on this song. Walk of Life is awesome.
What is it? Walk of Life?
Walk of Life.
Do-do-do. Woohoo.
It's in all those commercials for like pills for when you're sore or like your joints are hurting, and then they go on a 2-minute rant of the side effects.
Yeah, I love that. It's like
this will help your shoulder. Also, you could die.
It's called blindness.
And
like
then,
you
of
could
course,
bleed out.
They're going to give you that disclaimer very fast.
Very fast. Man.
What's the name of that song again?
Walk of Life.
Yeah. Is it that don't fit you, John?
I don't know, man. Like, just ain't like, I don't know. Just don't do it for me.
I heard that.
Duly noted.
The biggest, the largest. 2 pimps I know. Well, me, 1. T-Money 2. J-Ham 3. And Uncle Brasky's bringing up the rear. T-Money, what's up, homie?
Johnny Radio, how are you, sir?
I am doing very well. How are you?
I'm doing good. Y'all enjoy yourselves down there at the Wing Fest on Saturday. We had Jay Ham down there.
I don't know if you know.
Y'all got me out of the house, man. That's what I'm talking about. Man.
I had a great damn time.
I was awesome, man.
Good, yeah. Oh, I got to chop it up with my man Jay Ham. I bet we hadn't seen each other.
Good wow. Good wow.
20 years maybe. We've talked in this and in that. But we ain't really just seen each other.
We ain't had a chance to politic in a while.
In a while. But you know how
Tito's
good friends
and wings
are,
too.
John.
Oh, and great music.
Yeah, good music. Well, when you see a good friend, you just pick up where you left off.
Exactly.
Even if you ain't seen each other, that's how me and Jay Ham are.
You know what's weird? Like, friends, like, they can do that. But if you run into an ex-girlfriend, you don't pick up where you left off. Usually they come at you with some kind of hatchet or scissors.
And I've said this my whole time, John. The biggest lie that a man and a woman that are in a former relationship tell each other is we can just be friends. You can't never be friends with you can't be friends with an ex, in my opinion.
I'm with you.
Now, y'all can be cordial and get along, but you ain't never really just going to be friends. Does that make sense? Let's just be friends. I think that's dumb. That'll never happen.
Yeah, we can we can be friends and you can still take me out to dinner every once in a while and pay for it, but you're not getting any.
Fine, that's what we call a parlay.
That's why you didn't
got
hit
all
your
that
ball.
money and you ain't hit.
Yeah,
still paying money.
Exactly
I saw that post too. I was gonna share it with y'all, but you beat me to it.
Now, T-Money, J-Ham, and me, and Superman, and everybody and their grandmother, Pretty Chris, Big Cheap, Big Slender. Like, did you know that I thought Big, this is the craziest thing. I don't know if I've ever said this on the radio, but the first time I met Big Cheap's wife, I did not know it was his wife. She's very pretty, dressed to the nines, long, beautiful hair, dressed up really, really nice. He looks like he just came in from like a 3-day bender. And he was walking with this hot girl. And I walk up to him and I was like, damn, bro, you brought a professional up in here. And he's like, what? I'm like, you really came up here with a hooker? And he goes, what are you talking about, man? I go, bro, is that not a hooker? He goes, no, that's my wife. And I was like, there is no way you pulled that.
You insulted that man because he outkicked his coverage.
He outkicked it so far, it's not even funny. And he's cheap. So, like, this doesn't make sense. How you have a hot wife when you cheat?
That means that brother can sell.
No, that means that dude's got to have, like, one of the...
He can sell.
Nah, he must be doing something right.
He can sell himself as a personality. I'm
thinking more along the lines of like a John Holmes or Dirk Diggler. It's the only thing that makes sense.
I'm trying to get a brother some help here.
Uncle Brasky, though, wasn't in Wingfest because he was down at Double Decker. Do you remember anything, Uncle?
I do. I remember a little bit about it, Johnny. It was good. I went early in the morning so I could see the artwork. And then I went home and took me a nap, and I powered back out there about 4:30ish
I love that.
on through the night.
This dude,
You know, I mean,
that's just how you do
Do
it.
what?
That's just how you do
You
it, man.
gotta do
Get
it.
out there early, enjoy the morning. Right in the middle of the day, you come back, get a little nap in, then you wake up and you say, you know what, I'm going to start right where I left off, and you grab you another cold and head back to Double Decker.
Exactly. That way you don't wear yourself out.
Damn, this guy's a genius. Damn.
Well, let me ask you, Johnny, I heard something terrible this week. I heard you were out playing pickleball against a couple of women and you got beat.
No. I
Come on now, Johnny.
did not get beat by no woman. Me and my woman got beat by. Oh yeah, when I was playing 2-on-1.
Yeah, it doesn't matter, Johnny.
No, I smoked them. And if Fortune Hunter says anything different, let's not be shocked that she's lying.
She said she laid out for one of the pickleball.
No, she did actually. I thought she almost died.
Laid out.
No. Like it was like if Tua could learn how to land and roll the way she did, he could avoid all those concussions because she should have been dead. Somehow she got it with only one little bitty scratch. And by the way, you should not be diving for pickleballs on concrete.
She said she knew how to fall. When you fall, you roll. I wish she would come out there and teach some of my 7th, 8th grade football players how to fall so they're not breaking their wrists. You know, I've lost my quarterback 2 years in a row to broken wrists. So we can't have that anymore. They need to learn how. These kids, y'all need to learn how to fall.
What you need to do is tell these kids to toughen up, drink some damn milk, get some dumb, like calcium in them bones.
I agree. But Uncle Brasky, didn't you foot race a woman one time or something like that?
I did. We were down at me and Chris were down at LaCharnay, and he remembers this vividly. Some woman talked about how she was a sprinter, and we were both in there about half lit. And hell, she was probably 10 years younger than me, 15 years younger than me. And I said, "Ma'am, I can outrun you in a damn 40-yard dash." Well, I got out there. We got on the side of Union or Madison, whatever that street is there, and they were blocking traffic. And Pretty Chris gets out there and says, "Man, you can't lose this." I said, "Man, I've never lost to a woman," and I smoked her. And I had on cowboy boots and starched jeans and a starched shirt. Man, Uncle Brasky don't lose to women in sports. Now, come on.
You know what,
Listen,
Brasky?
I'm like Andy Kaufman when he was wrestling the women.
I agree.
I'm like Andy Kaufman, man.
Dude, I agree. This is 100%, and I love that. And let me tell you, like, this is another thing I got to bring up. Okay, I just thought of it. We have always, like, no disrespect, in college basketball, the women's game. We still have not had a man go into major college hoops as a T, the trainee thing.
We had that.
I can't wait.
No, not on the high level. I'm talking about, but you still have a couple years eligibility at Ole Miss. You're 6'4"?
Yeah.
That's a big woman.
I mean, an ugly woman too. If you put a wig on him.
Instead of Uncle Brasky, he's gonna be Auntie B. Auntie B.
The new AB.
6'4", coming down the paint. You get up with Coach Yo and you play for Ole Miss, man. We going natty.
AB 2000.
Like, I'm telling you, dude, he's mean. Like, Angel Reese come up and, like, try to get that booty to him. Nah, Brasky's going to be throwing some pointy hips. And he's going to have the best hair on the game. Like, he'll grow it out long. Like, this dude brings a blow dryer everywhere he goes. More hair product than damn Kim Kardashian. But anyway, Brasky's calling back. Money, man, tell me something good in your world. I know that you got 10th place out of 60 teams at the Wingfest, the Barnyard Pimps. You have the number one game. Like, you have the number one name. Barnyard Pimps, I love.
I love it. We got a lot of compliments on that name. That was Tom Mitchell come up with that.
Oh, and by the way, I ate after going down there. You know what I had to have yesterday for dinner? I had to go get me some Gus's, bro. I was thinking about Tom Mitchell and, like, them damn,
there you go.
Man, tear me up.
Yeah, we did good, Johnny. We were pleased with the top 10 finish. We were just a few tenths of a point away from a top 5 finish where we finished in the past. So we've done good, but the main thing to take away from this, Johnny, is we were the number one fundraising tent for the third year in a row at Barnyard Pimp. We raised more money than any tent out there for Ronald McDonald House. And that's really what we're doing it for,
That
Johnny.
is actually, you were the winner. And I do have to say to all the teams and all the people out there and all the bartenders who, instead of like collecting tips, they were collecting tips for the Ronald McDonald House. Like that was, it was
Correct.
so much fun. The weather was perfect. The food was fire. The music was awesome. I mean, it was just a perfect day. And then you're like, damn, and I did it all for a good cause.
And let's not forget Skinny finished second in the wing eating contest.
Yeah, but he would have finished first if he
Correct.
didn't have to go for the epic pimp thing. You tossed a beer up on stage. He grabbed
it.
He pounded the whole beer, threw it down, and went down and pounded on 2 pounds of wings.
Can't beat it.
Now Brasky's back. Brasky, what
Back,
happened?
Johnny. I don't know what happened. We had a big clap of thunder down here, though. That man did something.
The clap? I'm sure you had that.
Well, no,
before.
the thunder. It just was a big thunder thing come through. That man did it. I don't know. Clap ain't what you want either, but it's curable. I mean, so, it's something penicillin can get rid of anyway.
See, I knew he had it. I know this guy. Now, gentlemen, what's been going on in your lives? We gonna do? You want to take a little time out and come back and do our bet since we just kind of got warmed up and got to know each other?
Good.
Hey, you're the boss, Johnny.
All right, we're gonna take a 2-minute time out. We're back in 2 shakes. Then we're gonna gamble because we got to make that money. Sports 56, 98.5 FM.
Broadcasting from the Family Leisure Studio, we are Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. I'm Gary York. I'm the service director of Lexus in Memphis. Our service department wants to be more than just a place where you get your oil changed. We do glass repair, windshield replacement, recalibration of your camera and sonar systems, even wheel repair, tire replacement, all the things you would expect from a luxury automotive dealer. Please check out our website. You can schedule your appointment, check out our specials, hours of operation, or if you'd like to do it in person, please reach out to one of our associates at 901-271-5199.
Lanny went to college and racked up huge debt.
A little bit over $100,000.
For a degree he couldn't use? Now what?
I had a friend that went to my computer career.
They even helped him get hired immediately after graduation.
One of the things I love about IT is that you can work from anywhere you want.
You could become an IT pro in just months, including cybersecurity and the basics of AI with zero experience at mycomputercareer.edu.
It worked for me, and I know it can work for you.
This is one student's experience. Individual results vary.
Hi, this is Troy Fiveash, owner of Fiveash Roofing. Did you know there are so many roofing companies in Memphis that I don't even know them all? So that begs the question, which one should you choose? So I thought I'd give you a little background about me. My grandfather was a World War II Marine. My father worked for the University of Memphis for nearly 30 years. My mother, a pianist at Raleigh Baptist Church. Seems like forever. I went to Brownsville Road, Craigmont, and Bartlett High School, class of 81. We support the local school systems, youth athletics, and believe in what St. Jude and Le Bonheur stand for. I'm a Tiger and Grizz fan. The point? Memphis is my home. Five Ash Roofing will be around if you ever have a problem with the service we provide. Five Ash Roofing, fair, honest, and ethical, with deep local ties in our community. 367-0050 or memphisroofer.com.
Five Ash Roofing is what we do. We're here for you.
But you gotta be willing to take the hit and not point the finger saying you ain't where you want to be because of him or her or anybody. Cowards do that and that ain't you. You're better than that.
Now back to Sports 56 Happy Hour on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. This hour is brought to you by Tito's Vodka. Here once again, Johnny Radio.
Welcome back to a little Sports 56 Happy Hour. I'm your buddy Johnny Radio. It is a freaking yay, baby. You know it's raining, man. Do you know it's raining?
Yeah, that's why I'm over again sleepy.
Usually everything's better when wet, but not like me at River Beat having to do a little work, damn it. I want everybody to be out there checking me out because you know I love all eyes on me.
That's kind of typical of this weekend, though. It normally
it always rains. I got a pair of, I have like 3 pair of shoes that are buried in Tomley Park. because you're walking through and then your feet sink into like a foot and you pull it out and no shoe comes with it. It's like
old school mud derby, huh?
Yup. Looks like I'm about to wear my nasty shoes because I will be down there tonight. Come and join me. The other thing I'm going to definitely have to do this weekend when I go watch the game, I love the Owner's Box. I don't know if you've ever been to the Owner's Box Sports Bar and Grill, but if you really haven't, you need to go. I just can't tell you how much I actually love this bar. It has got TVs everywhere. The biggest television that I've ever seen inside of a bar is at the Owner's Box. And I mean everywhere. The food is straight up fire. It's an upscale menu. They got 24 beers on taps, over 52 seltzers and canned beers, a full bar, and you know they got the Tito's, all the wine, all the goodness, and they got sports. Plus, they have all kinds of specials going on. Go to the Owner's Box, Sports Bar and Grill. Find out when the bands are playing, when they have bingo, when they have all the goodies going on, and make sure when you chilling, head out there to Lakeland's Town Square, right off the Highway 70 out there in Lakeland. Check them out, the Owner's Box Sports Bar and Grill. Time to talk with a man who knows a lot about bars. Well, two men that know a lot about bars. 3 out of the 4 of us are very, very familiar with bars. Jay Ham's the only good one. Oh, and I got PK over here.
I mean,
Oh wait, he's not PK because he's not a preacher's kid. He's a preacher. So I got preacher. Straight up, you're just P.
You're a preacher, Landon?
Heck yeah, man.
Yeah.
Like, I just also hired him. One of the reasons I hired him, because when I get married, to Chaz, I ain't going to have to pay for a day. You know what I'm saying? Like, you doing this for free, buddy. Just so you know.
Maybe discounted.
Okay, discounted. I love a good discount.
You can't rook the man, John.
They say the best discount is free.
That is true.
You can't rook the man, John.
Man, hey, if the Peacock Network's gonna strong arm me, I'm gonna start strong arming folks as well. T Money, you've been strong arming folks, especially bookies lately. How's life going, and what you thinking about this weekend?
Well, we are on a little run on the basketball, but we had to put basketball. We had to put it on the back burner because this is Kentucky Derby weekend, Johnny, and it's one of my favorite races, one of my favorite sporting events. Of the year. In the last 15 years, I've picked 4 outright winners of the Kentucky Derby in the last 15 years. So I'm really good at breaking these horses down and looking at them. And, I talked to a bunch of people about it. I talked to my Germantown people out there because, they like horse racing out there in Germantown and they like to showcase their horses. Talked to Red a little bit and talked to AB and me and Brasky been talking, and me and Slender all about these horses. So I'm going to give you, this is what I'm going to do. I'm just going to give you straight horses. I'm going to start off with a trifecta box, and that's picking 5 horses in the box, and 3 of the 5 got to finish in the top 3. Don't matter what order. And then I'll give you my outright winner, Johnny. But just remember, I don't know your bankroll any more than you know mine. And with that being said, here are my 5 horses to watch for in the Kentucky Derby. Go ahead and box them in the trifecta. We're going to start off with the 17-horse Sandman. He's 6-1. That's a Mark Case horse. He's Jose Ortiz, Hall of Fame jockey, going to be riding him. Number 8 horse. The next horse is the number 8 horse, Journalism, and that's a stud. That's an offspring of Uncle Mo. If you remember Uncle Mo from a few years back, he was a strong horse. That's Michael McCarthy's horse. He's 3-1, Journalism. I kind of like him in there, and Umberto Rispoli, he's running him. I've never heard of that jockey before. The next one I know is a lot. He's the favorite for most people, and that's Citizen Bull coming out of the number 1, and that's a Bob Baffert horse. But let me tell you something real quick about Bob Baffert.
He likes to cheat.
But listen to me. Listen to me. He's finally back from cheating. This is his first year back from cheating, so he's not going to cheat the first year back.
So
now
this
next
isn't the year to
he
bet
will
on him.
cheat.
Yeah, but you know
Correct.
he will.
So next year he will cheat, but this year I think he's going to try to keep it clean. He had to scratch Rodriguez this morning, so he had 2 horses in there. Now he's got 1, Citizen Bull. He's coming out of the 1, and Martin Garcia's riding him. The 4th horse I like is 13-horse Publisher. That's Fabian Pratt's riding him. That's a Steve Asmussen horse. Now, Steve Asmussen is one of the most decorated trainers out there. Him and Baffert and Platcher. You know, Platcher don't have a horse in it. Grande got scratched. Todd Platcher's only horse got scratched.
I love an enchilada grande from back in the day.
know it, and I had to scramble this morning, Johnny, because Rodriguez and Grande were my two favorite horses, and both of them got scratched. So I was scrambling this morning. My last is the third. He's coming out of the third hole in that final gambit, and he's my long shot take, too. That's a Brad Cox horse, and Lewin Machado's riding him. He's 30-1 this morning, final gambit, and he's at 30-1, and he's a gray, I believe, coming out of that third spot, which is a strong. If he can get out into that lead, I love it. So that's the trifecta box. So the 17 horse, write it down now, Johnny. 17 horse, the 8 horse, the 1, the 13, and the 3. And then my overall winner, who I think is going to win this thing, and I've been looking at it up and down, and I love this horse, and I love Publisher, the 13. Now, this is American Pharaoh. Do you remember American Pharaoh who won the Triple Crown? In 2015, this is his boy. Okay, so he sired Publisher, and Publisher, he finished second in the the Arkansas Derby over there to Sandman. Just lost to Sandman. I think Sandman, he's kind of run his race. I don't like him, but I love Publisher to win the Kentucky Derby. That American Pharaohs, he sired him. Fabian Pratt's riding him. He's a Hall of Famer jockey. Steve Asmussen's one of the most decorated trainers out there, and he's 20-1. 20-1, the Publisher, coming out of the 13th spot. That's my horse to win at the Publisher.
I like it. The Publisher.
Well, I think he's just Publisher.
Publisher. Oh, I put the in front of everything, it seems like. I don't know why.
Kind of like the Ohio State.
Yep, that's it. And I knew you got that
So
was
he's
a
just
good
Publisher.
one. That's
but
a
I
good
love
one.
him, the 13 horse.
All right, and that's all our bets, right?
That's it. I gave you the trifecta and the winner.
That's exactly what you did. Hey, it's all about the Kentucky Derby, the 151st Kentucky Derby from Churchill Downs. Rich people, fine hats, fine honeys, and little men riding big horses. Brasky, what you doing, homie?
Well, I'm going to tell you what, for the Derby, here's what I want you to do, Johnny. I like it because Baffert's back. I don't care if he's cheating or not. They didn't make those people give the money back when he cheated a couple years ago.
No, they didn't.
Because once the race is over, it's over.
That's right.
I like Citizen Bull. Nobody's won out of since 1986. Ferdinand won. That's been almost 40 years ago. I like Citizen Bull. That was a top juvenile, won the Breeders' Cup juvenile, won 3 races in a row, got all the way to the Santa Anita Derby and won that gray. So I like, and he was supposed to be the leading horse at the Santa Anita Derby. He got pulled up. They worked him hard. He's ready to run. I like, take $100, bet 100, win, place, and show on Citizen Bull.
Ooh, I like it. I like it. Win, play, show, Citizen Bull. By the way, speaking of bull, have I ever told you the story about young bull, old bull?
No.
So young bull, old bull were walking up a hill one day, and when they got to the top of the hill, young bull looked out and goes, "Oh my gosh, look at all those heifers. Come on, Dad, let's run down there and get us one." And the old bull looked over at the young bull and said, "Son, how about we walk down and get them all?"
That's exactly right, Johnny.
That is it. I've been living by that my whole life.
that-
Thank you, Bull.
You got to. You got to.
I agree. We got any more bets, or are we just now Gucci?
We do. No. We got the nickel play this week. Because we've hit this game the last 3 leading days of the series. Ole Miss goes to Oklahoma. We're going to take under 12.5 runs
Tonight.
Hunter Elliott pitched.
On the bump.
That number has gone under the last 3 times we betted, and we're hitting it again.
Let's hit it.
And then for the dime bag play this week, we're taking Arkansas. Texas, the number 1 team in the nation. Arkansas beat them 9-0 last night. I like Arkansas again. Take Arkansas minus 1.25 on the money line. for a dime.
Arkansas, call them Hogs, minus 125 on the money line to beat Texas, the number one team currently in the country. We got, I think, the 13th ranked country Ole Miss Rebels playing the 21st ranked team in the Oklahoma Sooners.
Oklahoma Sooners.
We are going under in that game. It's hit 3 times in a row. We're going to make it 4 in a row. And also, you can hear the Ole Miss Oklahoma game right here starting at 6 o'clock on Sports 56, 98.5 FM. Gentlemen, do we got a dime bag? Or no, that was the dime bag. The last one.
The Arkansas is a dime bag play.
Whoa, and the Nichols Ole Miss OU under.
That's right.
And we're going Publisher, and we're going Citizen Bowl.
That's right.
Citizen Bowl.
And,
Yes, sir.
And we're all now leaving to go home because it's time to get some Tito's. Gentlemen, thank you so much.
All
You
right,
got it,
Johnny. Have a great weekend.
I love them guys. Jay, you the man. You the myth. You a living legend. We about to get up out of this joint. You got any parting words or wisdom for the people out there?
Check out the latest edition of 94 Feet of Life playoff first round review, second round preview, youtube.com/94 Feet of Life.
I would also like to say, people, do me a favor. Stop smoking blunts in your car unless you want a new passenger. Because when I keep pulling up at lights, I'm telling you, it's now 7 out of 10 times. I mean, 7 out of 10, I pull up to a light, to my left or to my right. Somebody's smoking a tight ass J or a big ass blunt. I'm trying to get to work, people.
Hey.
And by the way, man, it's like 10 o'clock in the morning. You got to smoke one that big.
It's like Tito's, man. Ain't no wrong time.
You know what? You're so right. Everybody, man, have fun at the River Beat Festival. Have fun watching ball. Have fun with your families. For Landon, for Jay Ham, I'm John Harden. Get out there. Make this world a better place. We're going to see you on the flip side. Peace.
Hi, I'm Glenda Hastings, owner of Napa Cafe, and I want to thank you for making us part of your dining experiences. Treat yourself tonight with a delightful dinner. Maybe start with an appetizer like our baked sweet peculiar peppers stuffed with